We are still in a shelter-in-place order, but we are allowed to get out a little bit. And I thought that tonight I would get out. Geez, I'm like so nervous out here in the dark by myself. And I thought tonight might be a good time to get out and do some night photography. I have picked out several locations, and I think there would be places that when you come to San Francisco you might also want to take pictures of. So I'm bringing you with me. So let's get started. So we're at our first location, which is at the corner of Powell Street and Pine Street. And what we're going to be shooting here is the top of the Salesforce Tower, which always has some type of light show going on. During normal times when the cable cars are running, you would get here by bringing the cable car up Powell Street and just getting off at Pine Street. I am shooting with 3 different cameras. I have my Panasonic G7 that has a 75 to 300 millimeter zoom in it. This lens is kind of heavy to carry around, and it's on a tripod, and I'm going to be doing slow shutter speed. So I'll be using my cell phone as a remote control for this so I can get those shutter speeds. But I also have with me my Panasonic ZS100 point and shoot camera, and this has a 10x zoom. If you're on vacation, you're likely not going to bring a tripod. You may not want to carry around a heavy lens like this, but you might want to have a point and shoot with you, and this has a 10x zoom, which is really good. And the third camera I'm going to be using is my cell phone, because you can get some really good pictures with this. So I'll be comparing the pictures from all 3 of these, and we can see how well they work. I am filming all of this on my GoPro Hero 7 Black. I have it on a small little Joby tripod, and I like this Joby tripod because it's got bendy legs. You can set it on top of something like this fire hydrant, but you could also wrap it around anything that you need to. I've put it on parking meters and fences and things like that. So that might be something that you want to bring with you. All right, enough talk. Let's do some shooting. These are straight out of the camera. There's no post-production. The G7 photos are clearly the best, but that's what the zoom lens is for. The point and shoot photos, they're okay. The cell phone photos, they're pretty terrible. All right, I think that's all we're going to be able to get here, so let's head to the next location. We're here at our second location, which is 1 block up from the first location. We're at the intersection of California Street and Pine Street. This is actually where the 2 cable car lines intersect. If you start at the beginning of the California line, that will bring you up here. If you come up from Powell, it also stops right here. The reason we're at this location is we are going to get the Transamerica building. So the reason we want to get the Transamerica Tower is because the beacon at the top is turned on, which it doesn't turn on all the time, but for the month of April, it is turned on in honor of the healthcare workers who are working through this COVID-19 crisis. So I really want to get a picture of that. So with the G7, I'm going to be playing with the shutter speed. I want to get it brighter because a night shot with a lot of light coming in is really different from a night shot that looks like night. Anyway, let's get started shooting. With the G7, I let more light come in with each photo, and I really like that effect. Both the point and shoot and the cell phone got more of the tower than the G7. With the point and shoot, I loved that blue filter, but it wasn't as steady as the handheld night shot scene. I also liked the cell phone photos, particularly the effect from the flashing red and yellow lights in the intersection. I would post any one of these to my Instagram. All right, I think that does it here for our second location. Our third location, we're going to go 1 block up on California to California and Mason, and what we're going to do is get this beautiful street scene down California, because at the very end you can actually see the Bay Bridge, so that's a pretty spectacular view. So let's head up the hill. All right, so we're here at our third location, which is at the corner of California Street and Mason. This is actually kind of the top of the hill if you're going from one side of San Francisco to the other. So what I'm going to be doing is going to be a little bit dangerous because I want to get in the middle of the street and take this shot straight down California Street and get the Bay Bridge in the background. That street scene is absolutely beautiful. You will definitely want to take a picture of it if you come to San Francisco, and you can take it during the day or at night, but you do want to pay attention to the street lights. There's a lot more traffic out than there has been, so I'm going to have to be really careful and make sure I am in the street, I get the shot, and then get out of the street before the light changes, because yeah, I don't want to get squished. So let's get out in the middle of the street and start shooting. Yikes, just a little overexposed. These two are better. The blue filter, again, was really hard to hold steady. The handheld night shot was a lot better. All three of the cell phone photos were good. And once again, I really liked the effect of the red flashing light. I'd post all three of these on Instagram. All right, so that is the end of this location, and we're gonna head one more block up that way, and we're gonna take some pictures of Grace Cathedral, which is really beautiful. Behind me is Grace Cathedral. And this is completely the wrong lens for it. All I can get when I'm zoomed out with the G7 lens is the front door. So all I'm going to be able to do from this location is the point and shoot and my cell phone camera. I may try and go up in the park over here to see if I can get Grace Cathedral, but I don't know if the park is open, and honestly don't know if I want to be in the park at dark. So we may just do it with the two cameras and let this one go for now. There wasn't that much difference between the point and shoot and the cell phone, so I only have one photo from each. Can you tell a difference? All right, so we are finished with this location. Let's head down to our next location. It's a couple of blocks down California Street to California and Grant, which is the heart of Chinatown. All right, with that fantastic intro, we are here at the intersection of Grant and California. This is the heart of Chinatown. The shot we want to get is straight down this street into Chinatown. I don't know how well it's going to work at night. They have the lanterns across the street, which really look great, but I don't know how it's going to translate at night. So we'll have to see how this goes. This first shot is overexposed, but I really kind of like it. The guy crossing the street in this shot is really cool. The filters for the point and shoot are just terrible. They do not work for this location. I really like all three of these cell phone shots. So as long as I was in Chinatown, I decided to come down a couple of blocks to Grant and Bush Street, which is the entrance to Chinatown with the well-known Dragon's Gate. You know, there are people in front of Dragon's Gate all the time. I have always wanted to get a picture when no one was here, but I certainly never wanted to get it like this. But anyway, this is another case where this lens was not the right lens. My G7, because I had to actually go almost down the entire block in order to get it. I didn't bring any other lenses with me, just this zoom lens, because I was thinking of the Salesforce Tower, the Transamerica Tower. Anyway, I'm kind of babbling on, and it is getting late, so I started taking normal pictures, but then I got a really cool flare from the car lights here. So I tried to be more creative, not with this shot. I got this cool guy, this moving car. Now it was kind of hard to get the same type of blur with the cell phone, but I like the lights on the car, and these two people on one wheels were really cool. I'm so skittish. So that's all I have for night photography for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this. Stay safe, and thank you for watching.